we're going to be creating a large God's eye. And it's the same as the small ones that we've already created, except for it's going to be larger. And it has 3 sticks instead of just 2. And so it looks just a little bit different. We're going to choose out our yarn colors, and you can use the yarn color more than once. You can see that I used yellow just one time, but I used this maroonish red twice, and I used the white twice to separate these out. I'm going to go ahead and try to tie my string together before I actually start. That way I'm not going to have to mess with it after I've started. So I'm going to cross it just the way I tie my shoes, just like this. I've got it nice and crossed. And then I'm going to cross it again, so I make it look like this, and then I put it through the hole, creating a knot. And then I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to cross it over. I'm going to put it through the hole, creating another knot. Just like that. Then I'm going to cut off most of the extra. Not all of the extra because we don't want to mess up the knot, but I cut off most of the extra string that I was tying it with. And then I'm going to tie it to the next one as well. So I'm going to take the end of this string, and I'm going to be tying it. So I'll cross it over just like I cross my shoelaces, make an X, go under, just like I would tie my shoelaces. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make an X with it, and then put it through the hole, crossing it over, tying it down. And I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to cross them over, make it go through the hole, making kind of an X shape, and then tying it down. That way it's a double knot. Then I'm going to cut off the little bit of extra that I have. Okay, the big one is no different than the small one. I'm going to start right in the middle by going around it 3 times and then turning it and going around 3 times. So I'm going to hold the very end of it right here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3. Then, just like the popsicle sticks, I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to go around it, and then I'm going to turn it and go around, and then to the next one. I'm going to turn it and go around. This does take just a little bit more time, and especially the fact that it's bigger, it's going to take a little bit more time, but it's the same concept, and it'll look just as nice when we're done. And so I'm just going around one stick and then to the next one, around one stick to the next one. And since I already have my yarn tied, once I get to the end of this blue color, then it'll move right on to the maroon color that's tied to it. You should start to see a pattern forming in your weave. Also, the back, you can really see the pattern forming because each one is wrapped around the next. You can always check the back to see if you're doing it right. And if the back looks messed up, if it doesn't look like it has a nice pattern, then you've messed up and you need to unravel it and start again. If you don't want to get to the very end and I come and look at it and say, oh, you messed up at the very beginning, unravel the whole thing and start over. Because if we mess up, then we're going to have to unravel the whole thing and then start over. So every now and then check and make sure that you can see here that I am laying over that little bit of extra so that we don't see it that I've left. I've moved on to the next color here, so let me check. Yeah, that looks like it's right. I've got each one getting woven correctly. There's no mess ups. want to have a nice, clean, tight weave. Now that I'm at the end of this dark red, I have already tied on the yellow. So it'll just start that yellow, and I'll try to hide my extra yarn there that's hanging off the best I can. Let me check the back to make sure I'm doing it right. Yes, you can see that it's been woven around the sticks correctly. Once we do the whole thing and we're finished, we'll see that the whole thing, each stick has been woven around correctly. And the front will be nice and clean and neat.